Hi, welcome to Storytime with Gigi. Today we're going to be reading another story from our Disney Friendship Stories, A Treasury of Tales. I love these. Our story today is from the Aristocats. OMalley Saves the Day. In a grand house in Paris, there lived a lady named Madame Bonfamille. She had an elegant cat named Duchess and 3 kittens, Berlioz, Toulouse, and Marie. But these were no ordinary cats. They were very civilized. Each day the kittens had art and music lessons. "So you can grow up to be lovely, charming ladies and gentlemen," Duchess liked to say. The cats loved their home, and they brought Madame such joy that she decided her entire fortune would go to them after she died. "Cats!" the butler Edgar sputtered when he overheard Madame talking to her lawyer. "It's not fair." He decided to get rid of the cats so the money would be left to him instead. As he warmed the cat's cream that afternoon, he mixed in some sleeping pills. Duchess and her kittens lapped up the cream, and before long they were fast asleep. Then Edgar put them in a basket and drove them far away. When Duchess and her kittens awoke, they were in the countryside, far from home. "Mama, I'm afraid," Marie cried. "I want to go home." Now, my darling," Duchess said. She tried to comfort her scared little kittens, but she was frightened too. What would they do next? The sky grew dark and raindrops splattered against the ground. The cats ducked inside their basket. "What's going to happen to us?" Toulouse asked, peering out of the storm. Duchess drew her kittens close. "Darlings, I just don't know." They were all alone. Hours passed, and soon the dark skies brightened. Duchess stretched, then quietly jumped from the basket. The sun was shining, but they were still in a strange place, far from Madame and their friends Frou-Frou the horse and Roquefort the mouse. Here in the country, Duchess didn't know anyone. Then she met an alley cat named Thomas OMalley. "Your eyes are like sapphires," he said smoothly, trying to charm her. Duchess gazed at him. They were as different as 2 cats could be. Still, she liked the way OMalley walked and talked. Could he be the friend they needed? "I'm in a great deal of trouble," Duchess explained. "It is most important that I get back to Paris. Would you show me the way?" "Show you the way," OMalley repeated with a laugh. "We shall fly to Paris on a magic carpet, side by side, just we 2. Then Marie leaped out of the basket. "3?" said OMalley, eyes wide with surprise, and Berlioz popped out. "4? And finally Toulouse. 5. OMalley stepped back. "Well, now," he paused. "What I meant, you see," Duchess realized that the alley cat wasn't going to be the friend she'd hoped he'd be. She and her family began to walk away. When they heard OMalley shout, "Hold up there!" Duchess and the kittens stopped. A few minutes later, all 5 cats waited by the road as a milk truck drove toward them. "One magic carpet coming up," OMalley announced. "Step lively now." He helped the cats jump onto the back of the truck, then said goodbye. But as the truck started to drive away, Marie fell off of it. OMalley grabbed her and leaped back on. "Thank you, Mr. OMalley, for saving my life," she said. "No trouble at all, little princess," he replied. Down the road, OMalley whipped the cover off a giant container of cream. "Breakfast!" he cried, but the driver caught sight of them in the rearview mirror and got angry. The cats raced off the truck, hurried through some tall grass, and ran up to a bridge with railroad tracks. They began to walk across. "Be careful, children," Duchess called to her kittens. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack, woo-woo! A train was coming right towards them. Quickly, OMalley pulled everyone onto a tiny platform beneath the tracks. They huddled together, holding on tightly as the train rumbled by. But as the bridge shook, Marie fell into the river below. "Keep your head up," OMalley called. "Here I come." He dove into the water and gently pushed the kitten onto a log. Duchess leaped to the ground, then onto a branch that was hanging over the water. When the log floated past, OMalley carefully tossed Marie over to Duchess. He had saved the day once again. That night, the cats reached the outskirts of Paris. "The kids are bushed," OMalley said to Duchess. He led them to his place for some rest. The abandoned house was old and run down, a world away from Madame's mansion. Suddenly, music blared from the broken windows. OMalley's friends were inside. So there they are. "Maybe we'd better find another place," the alley cat said, but Duchess didn't care how different everything was. It was all new and exciting. And she was certain OMalley's friends would be just as nice as he was. She entered a large room where a group of alley cats were playing piano, trumpet, bass, and accordion. The room shook and furniture bounced. Soon Duchess and her kittens were dancing to the jazz music and having the time of their lives. Duchess looked around. She'd never met such cats or heard such music, and she'd never had such a dear friend. Later, Duchess tucked the kittens into bed. She and OMalley climbed out to the roof and looked up at the stars. "Your eyes are like sapphires," he told her again. This time he wasn't just sweet talking. He meant it. "And all those little kittens," he curled his tail around hers. "Duchess, I love them." He took a deep breath. "They need a father around." "Oh, darling," Duchess sighed. She explained that she really wanted to stay with him, but that they needed to return to Madame. OMalley leaned close to Duchess. "I guess you know best, but I'm going to miss you," he paused. "And those kids, too." In the morning, OMalley walked the cats home. "I'll never forget you," Duchess told him tearfully. "So long, baby." The alley cat padded away. Just then, Edgar opened the door. He was surprised to see the cats again. Seconds later, he threw a sack over them and carried them to the barn. Then he tossed them in a trunk bound for Timbuktu. Roquefort, the cat's mouse friend, saw everything. He raced after OMalley. "Duchess, kittens, in trouble," he cried breathlessly. OMalley sent the mouse to the alley cats, and then he raced toward the barn. OMalley pounced on Edgar, and the two tumbled about. The butler tried to run away, but Frou-Frou the horse had him by the coattails. Then Edgar's coat ripped, and he was free. The butler and OMalley faced off on either side of the trunk. Just when Edgar seemed to be winning, OMalley's friends burst into the barn. One dropped a harness over Edgar, and another tossed a bucket on his head. Roquefort quickly unlocked the trunk. OMalley lifted the lid, and Duchess and her kittens jumped to safety. Then Frou-Frou kicked Edgar, who tumbled into the empty trunk. The lid slammed shut, and the cat slid the trunk outside just as the mail truck arrived. "This one goes all the way to Timbuktu," the driver announced. He loaded the trunk onto his truck, and just like that, Edgar was gone. Duchess and OMalley looked at one another. After everything they'd been through, they couldn't bear to be apart. They meant too much to each other. Madame understood, and she was thrilled to have her beloved cats back and welcomed OMalley into the family. And that's our story. I hope you liked it. Make sure that you like and subscribe and share with your friends. Bye until next time.